Well, welcome to this very important debate by the City Club of Cleveland with two and perhaps even maybe later three of the third-party candidates for President of the United States. I'm Ralph Delarada, and I have the pleasure to serve as the President of the City Club this year. The City Club has a long and proud history of hosting debates for public office. Whether the races are perceived by pollsters to be close or whether pundits consider it high profile, the City Club of Cleveland provides an opportunity for those interested in their government to learn more about the issues and the candidates as well. And, as is our strong tradition, we often provide an opportunity for those who sometimes do not receive the visibility they richly deserve. Also here at the City Club, we go face-to-face, in person and in depth. And yes, you, the audience, and voters will get to ask questions. Many thanks to those of you who are here and those watching on C-SPAN, listening to 90.3, or watching and listening to our webcasts or podcasts. You can link to those podcasts through our website, www.cityclub.org. Television broadcasts are supported by National City and Cleveland State University, and our radio broadcast sponsored by Case Western Reserve University, and our webcast provided by the University of Akron. 60 minutes will go by very quickly. So let's proceed. We are delighted to have as our moderator for today's debate, Dan Moulthrop. Dan is the founding host of The Sound of Ideas, which airs weekdays mornings on IdeaStream 90.3. He holds a master's in journalism from the University of California in Berkeley. Dan, it's yours now.
Thank you very much, Ralph. And thanks to all of you for joining us on this Thursday afternoon, whether you're here at the City Club or listening to us live on WCPN or watching later on the weekend on C-SPAN. It's great to have you all here. It's a real pleasure to moderate this debate and actually quite an honor. And it's important to note, too, that today actually marks the 96th anniversary of the City Club. And it was 96 years ago on October 30th in 1912 that the City Club held its first forum with Mayor Newton Baker, among others, who spoke. And since that time, this forum, this place, the City Club of Cleveland, has had a long tradition of being a bastion of free speech. And as it is today, continuing in that tradition with at least two and possibly three of the third-party candidates for the President of the United States. So let me describe the format of the debate if I could. We'll hear from each of the candidates first for a 3-minute opening statement and then a 2-minute rebuttal. Then we have a sort of a special part of the program where each candidate will ask a question, one question, and the same question of the other two, or perhaps just the other one. And each will have an opportunity for a response of 90 seconds. After that, we'll move to your questions, and if Mr. Nader doesn't join us, there'll be extra time for that. And we'll move to your questions, and each of the candidates will have a minute to respond to your questions, and I'll describe that in more detail later. And then finally, at the very end, I'll have a closing question for the candidates. So we have with us Chuck Baldwin of the Constitutional Party. Chuck Baldwin is a founder and minister at the Crossroads Baptist Church in Pensacola, Florida. He's also a talk show host. And next to him, Congressman Bob Barr, Libertarian candidate. He's a four-term congressman from Georgia. Congressman Barr was part of the Republican Revolution. In 1997, he advocated for the impeachment of President Clinton. And in 2001, he fought hard for civil liberty protections in the Patriot Act. Ralph Nader gets no introduction because he's not here yet. But when he gets here, oh, here he is. Ralph Nader, a man who needs no introduction because he's providing it himself. If you wore a seatbelt on your way here, you may owe that to Ralph Nader. Ralph Nader, welcome. So, it's good to see you, sir. So, as I said, 3 minutes for an opening statement and then a 2-minute rebuttal. And Mr. Nader, you'll be third. Mr. Baldwin, you begin.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you very much. Thank you to the City Club of Cleveland. It's great to be here, and it's great to see Ralph Nader again and Bob Barr. It's good to participate in this forum. Thank you very much for all of you that have come, some from a short distance, and I understand some have driven a long ways, so thank you all. Let me just begin by saying that I would not be here except for the fact that the Republican Party did not choose to nominate Congressman Ron Paul for their candidate for president. I supported Congressman Paul aggressively and actively I use my syndicated columns that I write on his behalf. I campaigned for him in Iowa. I campaigned for him in South Carolina. And had he won the Republican nomination for president, I would still be supporting him. I would not be here today. I was thrilled, and unexpectedly so, that here just recently he did endorse me for president this year. I'm honored by that. I didn't expect it. I'm very humbled by it. I'm here because I believe that absent his candidacy, that there was a gap, a vacuum in the public debate for the ideas and the principles that he espoused, namely constitutional government, genuine conservatism. When you look at the two major party candidates, Barack Obama and John McCain, you see virtually no difference between them on many of the salient issues that are very serious to our country's future. For example, illegal immigration. This is a subject that has completely fallen off the radar. Just a few months ago, it was the #1 issue in America. But of course, we know that John McCain was one who attempted to bring amnesty for illegal aliens to our country, a pathway to citizenship. It's true that he will still continue that. If he's president of the United States in 2009, we can expect that he will continue that agenda. Barack Obama, likewise, will continue that agenda. When you look at illegal immigration, amnesty for illegal aliens, etc., that whole gamut, there's virtually no difference between Barack Obama and John McCain. Chuck Baldwin has a commitment to secure our borders. The first thing I would do after I'm president is I would release Ramos and Compion from jail. I would fire U.S. Attorney Johnny Sutton, and I would seek to secure our borders. When you look at the financial bailout, $700 billion plus trillion, whatever it's going to wind up being, first of several installments. Again, there's no difference between Barack Obama and John McCain. They were both on the campaign trail supporting the bailout. So tell me again, where's the difference that we see in the two major parties? There is virtually no difference. And so again, that's another reason why that I am in the race, is to present to the American people constitutional government, a commitment to the right to life, a commitment to keep and bear arms, a commitment to the sanctity of marriage, etc., that the traditional conservative principles in constitutional government. That's why Chuck Baldwin is in the race in 2008.
Thank you, sir. Congressman Barr.
Thank you. It is a pleasure to be with you all here at the City Club in Cleveland. Unlike Senator McCain, I was not here at the very first meeting of the club, which was a number of years ago, but this is my second visit to the City Club. I had the honor of being with you all 3 years ago, almost to the day, in August of 2005. I was invited here to discuss the issues involving the USA Patriot Act and the erosion of civil liberties, not just as personified in the Patriot Act, but as a general matter in our society. We discussed at that point, at that time, 3 years ago, many of the constitutional concerns that I'm sure all of us, at least in this room, have with the tremendous unbridled growth of federal power, executive branch power, and the consequential and necessary dilution and erosion of civil liberties, of our personal liberty as a result of that tremendous growth in government power. Yeah, I wish I could sit here today, 3 years later, and say that thanks to the wonderful, constitutionally based and sound administration of George W. Bush, we've solved those problems, that the Constitution has been placed once again front and center, that the writ of habeas corpus is being protected, that the government is no longer listening in to the private conversations of American citizens without court order.